Lonzo Ball has taken another leap forward in his quest to get back playing basketball with the Chicago Bulls. In his podcast, he recently said that he is feeling good and he is looking to start 5-on-5 by August. We're going to be talking about what this means for Lonzo Ball and what this means for the Chicago Bulls. I'm your host, Rico Greenhowe. This is another episode of Bulls Digest. And before we jump into the hot topic of the day, I want to let you know that 76.6% of you that watch the videos are not subscribed to the channel. Make sure that you go ahead and mash that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with the latest news and happenings around your Chicago Bulls. It would mean a lot to us as we try to reach our goal of 5,000 subscribers before the NBA season starts. Without further ado, let's jump into the hot topic of the day, which is Lonzo Ball cleared for 5-on-5. All right, and so talking about this is huge for the Chicago Bulls because, well, Lonzo Ball has been right on pace with what he has told management and also to what he has also told us via his podcast, all right? And so this comes out of an article that you can pretty much find everywhere, but this is the particular article that I chose to look at, and it says that, look, Lonzo Ball says he's been cleared for 5-on-5 amid knee injury rehab. All right, and so let's go ahead and talk about what he had to say. So he says, look, my first real test is going to be in August when I can play 5-on-5 for the first time. And he said this in his podcast, what an experience. All right. And so he says, but so far it's been good. Everything has been going well. All right, and so that is a major step for Lonzo Ball because we see that he had been playing one-on-ones. We saw that he had been dunking on people. We see that he's cutting and then knocking down jump shots and things like that. And I had said this too. I wanted to see what's going to happen now that he goes against live defenses, 5-on-5s. He has to deal with, going at defenders in certain angles. He's got to worry about the physicality, the landing, and then also, too, just going through a full game. You want to see how Lonzo Ball is going to respond. But so far, so good. I love what he is saying. And I like the fact that Lonzo Ball has really shown a lot of confidence because this dates back to what he said, I think about a month or two ago when he said, I am looking to be in uniform for the Chicago Bulls when the season starts. And so this certainly has him right on par with what he has been saying, and that is, look, I intend to play basketball again, hopefully for the Chicago Bulls, which he is confident in stating that. So this is a good thing, I think, for Chicago Bulls to start off. Now, with that being said, also in this podcast, he does let you know that, he's still trying to find a little bit of a balance between this thing. All right. So he says, look, I'm getting more comfortable each week. He says that I feel like I'm getting my movements back to normal. And he says he's, really getting stronger in the weight room. But he said it's just about finding the balance, how much stress I can put on it, during the day. All right. And so, look, this right here is letting us know that he is still trying to figure out a way to where he doesn't overdo it. All right. And so that lets me know that even though it is going well for Lonzo Ball, the rehab, getting stronger, getting back to a sense of normal for him on the court, he's still worried about, hey, I don't want to push this thing too much. And so that is an indication that, look, there is still some maybe hurdles that Lonzo Ball has to go through, right, before he gets into some real NBA action. Because let's be clear, once he gets out there, based off what Billy Donovan has said, because Billy Donovan said in the Summer League, look, I think that Josh Giddey and Lonzo Ball have a lot of similarities. And he's like, I'm looking forward to seeing them play together. And so that lets me know that if Lonzo Ball says he's available, I am looking for Billy Donovan to play Lonzo Ball a lot. If not, start him next to Josh Giddey. I don't know, what is going to happen to Lonzo leading into training camp. I think we're going to find out a little bit more. But Josh Giddey has been balling. And if Lonzo Ball is able to return back to where he was 3 seasons ago for the Chicago Bulls, I can absolutely see a situation where Billy Donovan is going to play him. Now, do I think that this is likely that he's going to get those type of minutes early on? I don't necessarily think it's likely, but I'm not putting it past Lonzo Ball that he's not out there starting from day one, especially since Billy Donovan is known for going out and doing personal visits with players. Maybe he sees something that we have not seen. All right. And on top of that, there is a lot of optimism that Billy Donovan and I think AK have around Lonzo Ball. And this is one of the things that DeMar DeRozan had said too as well before he ended off leaving. He was like, look, I think that, I envision us getting Lonzo back. So I think a lot of people are, just thinking about how good the Chicago Bulls were when Lonzo Ball was out there. So I think that there's still that optimism that Lonzo can come back and he can really help the Chicago Bulls perhaps get to a place that they haven't been to before he was injured. So that's one of the things that I think we should take out of these comments and really out of the things that the coaching staff has said as well. Now, moving forward with this, looking at his stats, when you look at what he had done before he came over to Chicago, he was 19th in the most improved player award talks there. And you see that he was averaging 14 points a game. You see that he also was getting 5.7 assists and he was getting 4.8 rebounds a game. When you look at what he did the next season with Chicago before he went down, I mean, it was 13 points. He was getting a little bit more with the steals. He also was right there with his assist total, and he was even better with the rebounds. So, if anything, Lonzo Ball is a triple threat every time he touches the floor. And so I think that if Chicago can get a player back like this, then obviously they're going to be very excited moving forward now. So that leads us to a lot of different questions for the roster. I mean, mainly, with a guy like Modest, Buzelis, what is going to happen now? This means that more than likely he's probably going to be coming off the bench. How much he gets buried on that bench, I wonder, especially if Lonzo Ball comes out and plays well to go along with Josh Giddey. And that also goes into what AK had to say about Zach LaVine. He says, look, I think that he's healthy. I think he can help this group compete. And he says, we look forward to having him start the training camp. And so I think in AK's mind, he's thinking that perhaps we can get a healthy Lonzo with a Giddey. We're going to be a much faster ball club, so we're not going to be in the half-court situation as much. And he's thinking that maybe Zach LaVine can go ahead and not only increase his trade value, but also show, his athleticism as far as finishing on the break, finishing off backdoor plays, and not having to make a lot of the decisions in the half-court game. Because I think that that's where Zach LaVine maybe gets in trouble. Where he gets tunnel vision, trying to create offense in the half-court setting, takes some terrible shots sometimes, and it's just like you're wondering what is he doing. In this situation, I think that if he has some playmakers that are able to set the table for him, I think that then, it makes the offense in the game a lot easier for Zach LaVine, and you could quite frankly, see an increase there. Now, do I think that he's going to stay for the long haul? No, I don't think so. I think that this relationship is far too damaged with the front office and Zach LaVine, and then this whole situation with the coach. You hope that is not a disaster for the Chicago Bulls and really create a lot of friction into the locker room. And you hope that they're able to coexist until they can find probably a trade partner for Zach LaVine. But I think that this would be the best case scenario for Zach LaVine if he were going to succeed. A situation where he can show that he can play off the ball and he can help a team win. I think that teams are probably going to be more than likely to go ahead and maybe trade for Zach LaVine. So I think that Lonzo's return, if he's able to get back to where Billy Donovan and AK would like him, this could help out the Chicago Bulls for the long haul. And look, the Bulls are only invested one season into Lonzo at this point in time. So if it doesn't work out, then, the contract ends and then they can go opposite ways, right, at this point. So let me know what you are thinking in the comments. Do you think that Lonzo is going to come back and be anywhere near where he was 3 seasons ago? Do you think that, look, Lonzo, there is no way he is going to come back and be really good, and he's just essentially going to come off the bench we're lucky if he plays anywhere from 15 minutes a game at this point in time, which I don't think that that's going to happen. But anyhow, let me know in the comments what you're thinking. As usual, even though we are talking about a player that hasn't even laced it up and played 5-on-5 yet, and we're still talking about him being in the starting lineups, I'm saying go Bulls, and I will see you on the next one. Peace. Peace.